Are you an innovative entrepreneur or business owner ready to embrace the future of business transformation?
The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and it's crucial to adapt and pivot towards success in this dynamic landscape. At the Hello LLC, we are dedicated to guiding you through this transformative journey, offering a comprehensive suite of services that extend beyond the metaverse and 3D immersive experiences.
Our mission is to empower businesses and brands by assisting them in building, branding, systemizing, and automating their operations. We specialize in steering businesses from a two-dimensional existence to a thriving three-dimensional presence, where opportunities abound.
We help businesses harness the power of technology to work smarter, not harder, enabling them to operate efficiently and stay ahead of the curve. Our diverse range of services includes:
Our Biz in a Box is a complete business solution package designed to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey. From strategic planning to digital infrastructure, we've got you covered. Your one app, one tap solution.
Our Motion Work AI videos transform your brand storytelling with our cutting-edge AI-driven video production, captivating your audience like never before.
Our 3D VR environments will step you into the future of immersive experiences. With our custom 3D virtual reality environments that engage and captivate your customers.
Lastly, in our Pivot membership program, we offer tailored guidance and support to either show you, teach you, or take care of the transformation process for you.
According to a 2023 study by Fundera, a staggering 28% of small businesses in the United States do not have an online presence. This statistic underscores the importance of embracing digital transformation. Having a website is more than just an online presence, it's a gateway to unlocking numerous benefits, including reaching a broader audience, showcasing your products or services, generating leads and sales, establishing trust, providing customer support, and maintaining competitiveness within your industry.
The Hello LLC is committed to helping you excel in all these aspects of modern business, not just limited to the metaverse alone.
Why should you choose the Hello LLC to navigate this transformational journey?
By partnering with us and harnessing cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, reduce operational costs, and enhance brand recognition, all while working with a company that holds integrity in high regard. Our commitment to ethical and principled business practices ensures that your journey towards success is not only innovative, it is also firmly rooted in trust and transparency.
Don't wait. Take the first step towards a brighter business future. Contact us today to explore how we can support you in developing a remarkable digital presence and immersive experience that will leave a lasting impression.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to welcome you all to the Wisdom Wednesday. Let me get that out correct.
One more time.
Wisdom Wednesday with the Hello LLC. And if you don't know, we are live in the Metaverse in Hello Plaza, that you can join us from your cell phone. You can join us from your laptop. You can join us from your iPad. You can join us from wherever you can possibly join us. Or you can continue to watch us on this crusty, dusty 2D screen, which we don't care. We want you all to be able to, understand that, the future is already here. And that's exactly what we do, and showcasing this, immersive environment. And we want you to come and join. Earlier today, I had the opportunity to meet with somebody, and they were like, oh, I would love to be able to get in the metaverse, but I'm not so sure. I don't know how easy it is. And I said, you know what? Instead of us talking about it, let's be about it. And it took us, 3 minutes max for her to go to thehellolllc.io and really be able to, join us and literally go to our Biz in a Box, hit that big blue button that says Hello Plaza, and then boom, it asks you to press play. You download the app, it asks you to allow, and then boom, you're in there. And then if you want to come in here and talk and chat with us, this is the time to do it. And so we encourage you guys to definitely come and join us and be a part of this amazing event that we're going to have today. But love, what you got to say for today's title? Talk to me.
Buenas tardes. Hola. So, hi guys, it's Wisdom Wednesday, and I'm excited for today because we're talking about my favorite thing, which is time. which is money, which is important. So I'm excited to have this conversation, excited to be here. I got started having this conversation earlier today on an amazing conversation that I had with Miss Leah Garcia. How many times am I going to use conversation in the front part here? Boy, howdy. But, you know, the beautiful thing about this is I love that people are kind of starting to peek into the fact of what is more important? Is it my time or is it my money? And something that David and I shared when we were starting our journey in entrepreneurship in our business nearly 9 years ago, when we left corporate America, we left because we realized we were building someone else's dream when we could do the same thing for ourselves. And there was a pain point that happened. Like everybody, I won't say everybody, but like most people experience, there's a pain point that happens that says, I got to make a move. And whether you go start your own company or you go move to a new company, whatever it is. So when we started that journey, we started, you know, identifying that prior to that, when we started our business, because we were still in corporate America, we were starting it because we wanted more money. We don't bullshit nobody about that. We always say that. We since understand what is important, but in the beginning, it was because we wanted more money. And so when we started navigating this journey, and over the past 9 years, we understood that it's not so much that we're after the money, but what we are after is the time freedom that money provides. And we then, cruising down the street in my 6'4" on this journey, we also identified that at the end of the day, man, our time is more valuable than money. And that we understood not only when we were in corporate America and going through things, you know, and dealing with the corporate American structure that you have to deal with bosses and managers and the political red tape and all that stuff. We also identified that when we started utilizing our time, because I'll be frank, y'all, we are taught from a very young age when we go to school and then when we come home and do chores, it's the taught that you trade your time for money. And that's not the right way. That's not the correct saying. You don't want to trade your time for money. You want to be able to understand that your time is money. And once you understand how to change that, like the trading for and that time is money, that is and for transaction there, you'll understand that you'll value your time and you'll value the knowledge that you bring to the table. You'll value what other knowledge people bring to the table. You will value systems and processes and procedures that allow you to do redundant things that you do on a daily basis. Like, let's use an example because I love examples. Y'all remember when you get up every morning and you brush your teeth? You just did it this morning. Many of you probably did it at lunchtime, and most of you will do it tonight when you go to bed. That's something you do every day. Don't you wish like there could be like you could just like, I don't know, walk up to a machine or, you know, it just do it itself. You build something, have an AI. I know most everybody doesn't want a robot, you know, but my point being is, would you like to be able to have the opportunity or the resources to not have to brush your teeth every day, but they got brushed 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, and you had the beautiful, healthy smile? Yeah, you would, because it's like, oh, I got to brush my teeth real quick, especially if you're like trying to get out the door real quick because the alarm clock didn't go off, and it's like, oh, I got to brush my teeth, you know, and sometimes it's like, oh, crap, I forgot to brush my teeth. Where's the gum? Do I got any Listerine or, you know, mouthwash? So my point, as I digress down this little rabbit hole that I tend to hop off into, is that our time is money. And when you identify that your time is money, you will start to respect other people's time, including your own time. You will respect the processes, the procedures, the systems that businesses have in place, that other humans have in place, because it makes their time more efficient. so they can spend their time doing what they want. And that is different from everybody. Some people want to fish all day long, Mr. Jones. Some people want to sit in the sauna or the hot tub or the spa. All right. Some people, want to be able to, spend time with family and their loved ones. Some people want to, cook. Some people want to garden. Some people want to quilt like my mom. Some people want to go play on big machinery like my brother does just for fun because he thinks it's fun to go move the backhoe and dozer around. I don't know. Whatever you want to do in your off time, in your free time. And that is where the abundance shows up in your life. And I'll end it with this and pass the mic back over to Mr. Jones. Funny little story. When we were homeowners in Houston, Texas, about 2.5 years ago before we became digital nomads, we had a house and the yard was very small. It was like 15, 20 foot long. It was, think of a triangle, by the way. It was 10 foot wide at the most widest point at the bottom of the triangle. And so it was not massive. It was not little baby, but it was a little baby kind of yard. Anywho, Mr. Jones is an amazing person when it comes to manicuring his yard. And it would take Mr. Jones 2 to 3 hours every week to mow the yard, edge it. He would do the outside curb. Our house looked nice. I got to give it to him. He took pride in it, and I absolutely loved it. And it was no issue, it never was an issue, but it was never an issue that popped into our minds when we weren't business owners. Mm-hmm. However, fast forward to when we became business owners, that we were in corporate America, we were running a business, and our time was limited, and we had to utilize our time very wisely. And Mr. Jones would kind of beat himself up like, man, I got to mow the yard, but I need to do this. I got to reach out. I got to get this. I got to, do some business development and marketing and the list always is continuing to go, right? And so what came of is Mr. Jones would kind of like beat himself up for not taking care of our yard and making it look immaculate like it always was. And one day after I saw him beating himself up about this, I said, hey, Mr. Jones, I got something for you. My love, let's look at it this way. How much would it be to hire someone to come do that? And he's like, I don't know, $30, $40, $50, depending on what level of, care I want them to take. And I said, okay, how long would it take them? He says, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour. And I said, okay, let's go with $50 for an hour. Comprende? Yeah, we're on the same page. I said, okay, now how much is your time worth, Mr. Jones? Oh, well, we bill it at $97 an hour, but it's worth so much more. And I said, absolutely. I said, so do you think, let's just say $97 an hour is what your going rate is right now, and you're spending 2 to 3 hours, so we'll say 3 hours on the average most of the time. So that's close to $300, correct? He says, yeah. I said, so do you want to spend your time, which is $300 to do our yard, or would you like to hire someone that can come and do it for $50 or so and do it to your liking? At that point, it's kind of like, well, I mean, 1 plus 1 equals 2 here. If you choose to do that, that's your choice. But when you start thinking that my time is a 1 plus 1 equals this, and you can hire that out, or you can, have AI, or you can have the Hello LLC help you with things like that. I'm just going to put my own shameless plug in there. Point being is, you then start to respect your time and understand the value of other people's time. And with that, I'm stopping my scooter and back to you, my love. Actually, I moved to a flying car.
I love it. I love it. If you guys don't get our joke, yesterday we had a conversation about the CES, the Consumer Electronic Show that was taking place yesterday. We're trying to say, the Consumer Electronic Show, there's now flying cars. And even to your point, right, love, is that when we do talk about time, I want you all to understand that, time is non-refundable. The average person has to understand that you live about 4,000 weeks. on average. So time, I would say, is definitely more important than money, because, when I had a lot of money, when I did have my corporate job and making six figures, I was real stupid with it. And so it depends on how you spend your money. And now, more importantly, spending your time, as Tara just shared, especially from a business owner's aspect, you always have to ask yourself, hey, not only is it return on investment, but return on time. And, for the things that we do for our clients, I can assure you, we give them their time back with just the systems that we build, with our Biz in a Box, our Motion Works, where they don't have to go and, share their bio, share who they are, and mess up here, mess up there, or have to do it every other time. It's already done for them utilizing AI. And even more importantly, utilizing the metaverse, to where they no longer have to worry about, being able to, show up and showcase their business. They literally can be able to, have AI or have something else work for them. And especially right now, people don't need to see you. And so when you ask this question, time over money, it's definitely time. And the time that we spend with other clients, the time that we spend on helping them with their business, because we've been able to figure out how to spend our time more wisely. And even more importantly, when we talk about time, like you shared, respecting your time. Because something else that we have to understand is that, entrepreneurs who focus on high value tasks like strategic planning or scaling often generate 3x to 10x return on investment compared to those who stuck in operational modes. So delegation is key, and everybody's looking for the next thing, or the next phase, or what's going to be up and coming. You need to look inwardly into your systems to make sure you're ready to move forward with this financial sector, with this metaverse, with this fintech. If you aren't paying attention to what's going on in the crypto section right now, the Bitcoin's back up over $100,000, and
things are popping.
Things are rocking and rolling, and this is what we continue to share with you guys. And me and Tara were just sharing this earlier. We don't want it to be like I told you so.
Nope.
But in a way, it is going to be I told you so, because we've been sharing this information and talking about this all day long, about how you should be investing, how you should be doing this, how you should be doing that. And most people won't take the time to learn how to do these things, let alone learn how to move forward. In your conversation that you were having earlier with Miss Leah Garcia that is in here. So welcome, Miss Leah. Welcome, Miss Lisa. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much. And all of you that have joined us on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our YouTube, on our Twitch, on our X, aka Spaces, and LinkedIn, and Instagram, and those of you that have joined us on Fanbase and Clubhouse as well. And so this is where we continue to share with you guys, being omnipresence. I'll just share this. Before LinkedIn took away the audio rooms, we were sharing with people, hey, you got to be more omnipresence. You got to be more omnipresence. And let alone LinkedIn swiped away the audio rooms, and then people were screaming and hollering, oh my God, what am I going to do? When if you have been omnipresent and already have presence on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on these other platforms, you wouldn't have to, be wondering how you're going to feed your family, because a lot of people depended on that audio room. And I'm pretty sure now, it being 15 days, and we'll even see more here in the next 30 to 45 days, how people's businesses have either advanced or decreased with them not having that. And so
in addition, just like TikTok.
Yeah, just like TikTok, right?
If you were not omnipresent from there.
If you weren't omnipresent from that, people that were on TikTok, they should have been on other platforms as well to, be omnipresent, as we continue to wear that word out. And now we hear other people sharing it and saying it, and it's like, good. Now, not just talking about it, but also being about it and starting a platform on all of these, because guess what? Regardless of the matter if you like it or not, it's not about you.
Yeah.
And I think that's really when we talk about time and money, time is not just about you. Money is about you, right? When you really look at these things, that money is just what am I going to do with this money? And I'm here to tell you, you have everything that you need already. It's right next to you. It's coming home, or it's on the way, or everything that's around you right now. And that's really all you need. The money, as Biggie says, the more money, more problems. And it's so true. Especially if you don't have the right mindset and you haven't made the right mind shift, as my good friend.
I think it would only be true if you haven't done those things, right? If you don't got your foundation in place.
Yep.
We talked about that a little bit today on Leah's, conversation that I had with her, that it's just understanding that technical debt. And that can be technical debt, can be financial debt. And we don't mean like you're, got 5,000 credit cards. Well, maybe we do, but it's understanding the knowledge debt that you're putting yourself into. Yeah. But real quick, I wanted to stop and just say, welcome on in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hi, Miss Lisa. It's so good to see you. Speaking of the beautiful Miss Leah is in the chat channel here. It's good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. And we have, I'm sorry, I cannot read that name from this far left. Nani V. Thank you so much for jumping in here. I'm sorry, I'm reading it clear across the table, so my eyesight, I'm telling you, I definitely my mom said when you hit 40, it's like, whoa, the wheels fell off. So anyways, thank you, Mr. Jones, and thank you everybody who's jumped in here. Everybody over here on Fanbase, thank you so much for jumping in. We are testing out. It's pretty cool. We get to share our metaverse in here, and this is kind of a social audio kind of vibe with the metaverse,
Yep.
That we can show our screen in here. So that's pretty cool. And at the end of the day, we are excited to have this conversation. If you would like to dive into this conversation and be a part of it, you can always join us in thehellowllc.io into our metaverse. Jump into the metaverse right there. We're in our Hello Plaza up on the second floor, as always, in our broadcasting little patio here. And so you can jump in there, or you can jump in the chat channels and the comments, DMs, send smoke signals.
Yeah. And guess what?
Make sure they're full of love, though. We don't accept no hate, just love.
And guess what? You guys talking about, we're talking about time. We're going to share with you our biz in a box that is definitely a time saver. Here we go.
Sick of wasting time? Exhausted from managing chaos instead of running your business? Do you feel like your business is running you instead? Say goodbye to the chaos and say hello to a smart link that saves you time. Introducing the Biz in a Box.
With the Biz in a Box, you're not just implementing AI and upgrading your website. You are actually unlocking an all-in-one smart link that revolutionizes your foundation and systems while showcasing, marketing, and managing your business. Say goodbye to juggling endless tools, chaos, and outdated business cards. With our one app, one tap system, clients can access your products, services, and resources instantly via your link and QR code.
Just imagine everything your audience needs, beautifully and strategically presented in one seamless hub, designed to save you time, streamline your workflows, keep your audience engaged, and making your life easier. This is the future of business, built for forward-thinking entrepreneurs that are serious about growth and creating a solid foundation with systems that work today and pivot you into the future as Web3 approaches.
Stop living in the past. End the chaos and be the boss. Step into the future with the Biz in a Box. The future is already here.
Boom. And so, when we talk about time, when we talk about money, definitely investing in your actual time to get you more money is key. And, something that we share with people is that, especially as we talk about, this actual topic, hiring a staff, automating systems, or outsourcing can save 10 to 20 hours per week for business owners. And so once again, just like Tara just shared about the fact of, hey, baby, do you want to go out there and cut your yard yourself? Or do you want to spend that money and spend your time on other things that can make us more money? And a lot of the times we think business owners don't think that way.
Yeah.
Is that it's like, oh my God, I got to spend this much. But oh my God, look how much more I'm getting. prime example with a lot of our clients, right? With prime example, Miss Leah alone.
I was literally talking about it today.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it's amazing that you say it. We talked about that today on her Wealthy Wednesdays, which was about, understanding the importance of your time, and that she didn't realize prior to doing business with The Hello LLC, when we were able to help her set up her amazing business in a box, her SmartLink, how much that really took away, de-stressed, allowed her to get some time freedom back. And then she jumped into, some other services where we're able to assist her with posting to her social media and assisting her through those developments and those stages of growth. A lot of times we all want to go there as business owners, but we don't know how to get there, or we do kind of know how to get there, but we look at time and go, man, I don't got the time, because you're the janitor in your business. And Miss Leah spoke to it so amazingly today about she realized she was being a janitor in her business. And when she was able to get some systems and a simple foundation set up, that where she now has things that she was doing repetitively, now a system does that, her life has changed. But she never knew that was an option when she didn't ever, like we say, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. You don't know how good it feels. Like I said this to David the other day, y'all. Skinny tastes as good as, I just lost my saying. It was my saying. I said it all the time, but it's I'm on this whole thing about getting back in shape, as we always are in the first of the year. The holidays got to us a little bit, so we're watching that. And I said, skinny tastes as good as it feels. Mm-hmm. And so what that means is that you understand that when you sit down and you're maybe on a kind of a strict discipline for a minute, because you're trying to kind of move some things around on that body, you realize that when you sit down and there's a piece of chocolate cake in front of you and you're working so hard for a goal, you don't want to go ahead and indulge, because you're like, no, I know where that will set me back. Because when you get to a point where you're like, I feel really good in my skin, I feel skinny, I feel healthy, I feel good, that feeling right there that you've never experienced if you haven't been there, it will overcome how good that chocolate cake will taste in the moment. And that's what the saying is. And that's what Miss Leah experienced. Was she didn't know how good it felt until she experienced it. That's beating all the way around that bush, into the rabbit hole and back out, and we made our point.
No, but it's a great point, because when we talk about time, prioritizing your time, business owners who prioritize time efficiently, right, working smarter, not harder, see revenue increases of 18 to 30%, right? That's by a McKinsey study. And I'm pretty sure, and I know for a fact, right, that Ms. Leah has been able to increase her business and been able to focus on things that she really wants to focus on, other than, being burnt out. Yeah. Another major statistic is entrepreneurs working over 50 hours per week have a 33% chance of burnout. Yeah. Burnout reduces productivity, costing companies $322 billion annual dollars worldwide. And this is why this year, me and Tara really had to buckle down on our time on making sure that Sundays and Mondays we are off. Because, for the first 6 months, we kind of stayed to it. And then, things got a little chaotic. We were planning for things. And then we just said, we're working all 7 days, or at least for myself. And I know Tara was as well, right? And so this year, after understanding this fact, right, which is why we're having this room for some of you to really take a step back and ask yourself, hey, how many hours a week am I working, on my business? And can I delegate that out, or do I need to restructure and re-strategize my business and pivot my business, to allow this technology to use it? Because, we're allowing all of a sudden for, us to have flying damn cars. We're allowing all of a sudden for our robots, to be able to work for us and make our coffee and do all these other things. But why are we not utilizing that same mentality in our business? And I tell you why, because it's the mindset of, oh my God, I don't want to spend this money.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have a business if you're not willing to spend money.
Nope.
Scared money don't make money, number one. And this is something that Tara and I talked about, earlier, is that you really have to ask yourself, are you a business owner or are you a side hustle? Because a side hustle, I get that all day long, piecemeal it together. But if you are an entrepreneur and a business owner, then it is time to buckle down and get serious, because as Tara shared earlier, in one of our rooms, you're going to have a cart and a horse while everybody else has flying cars. And so many other people are riding around here with buggy and carts thinking they have a business, and they are about to get a rude awakening that they're about to be obsolete and outdated, like like Party City, like CVS, like Blockbuster, like all of these companies that are no longer having brick and mortar stores, because they're understanding it's all going online. Leah shared it earlier about her and her grandson now on Amazon. I remember getting dressed, going to the mall, right? Probably gonna get my ass whooped because I asked for something in the toy store, right? And get embarrass my mom. Moms are loving. No longer do they have to take their badass kids to the toy store because they know I want this, mama, and screaming and hollering and embarrassing you. Now you get to say no right there in your own house. And they do what they want to do, right?
I didn't have that experience. We didn't go to the mall.
Well, we went to the mall. West Coast Mall in Houston, Texas.
I know exactly.
And now it's like a ghost town.
It is. I used to go there when I first got to Houston.
Yep. And
it was a very nice mall.
Yep. And so this is where we continue to bring up these common sense, right, factors that are happening in your everyday life, and yet people continue to stay in the same bucket.
Yeah.
And as we talked about, in multiple, of our members, is that we got to think big, right? If everybody knows about your business, your dream isn't big enough. Point blank. And we get it that most people don't understand the metaverse, and that's why this year, if you don't understand it, that's good, that's okay. But this is where we have to take it up a notch and talk to people, as I had a conversation today with, hey, my business and my corporation that's $1 billion business, we have these Friday meetings on Zoom, and this metaverse would be amazing. And I said, why is that? She said, well, because David, this is a different experience. This is better than the Zoom. And I said, let me ask you a question. I said, I guarantee you out of all the people that show up, 80% of those people show up without their camera on. She said, oh my God, David, you're so right. You're spot on. I said, with the metaverse, you don't have to worry about anybody being on their camera or anything of that sort. You can do your webinars in here. You can do your seminars in here. You can do your morning meetings in here. You can do your trainings in here. It's on a different level. And that's a conversation, that is a whole lot easier to have, and something that I will continue to repeat. And hopefully, you pick up on it as well, is it's overcoming objections versus overcoming a mindset. And those are two different types of people that you're having conversations with. And that's where you, as a business owner, have to ask yourself, am I talking to a person that is really going to understand this concept? And guess what? As I'm saying this out loud, that goes into everyday life, not just business.
Nope.
When we talk about time, stop arguing with people. Stop having conversations with people that are not going to understand where you're coming from or have not done the work to be able to communicate effectively, and they're just stuck in their ways. And maybe that's your ass, right, that I'm talking about. And so, be willing to change, be willing to listen. Communication is more than just talking. 90% of it is listening. And a lot of us, just think we know it all. And we're not listening, and we're not paying attention. Not only are we not listening, but we're not engaging and doing these things that really will help us out in the future. And as we share with people, we want more for you than from you at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that most people, we talked about it today, is why don't people kind of take that action?
Yeah.
And it really comes down to kind of fear. It's the fear of the unknown. It's like, oh gosh, I don't know that. I don't need it. My life's going, I'm okay with the way that I'm doing things. Guys, I remember in corporate America when I worked for an amazing company. David and I were just talking about the owners today at about, oh my gosh, like the transition of who I was during those years. I worked for them for nearly 15 years, and I was, they could have let me go so many times, but they saw the potential.
Shit, I could have let you go a couple times.
Yeah, the mutual feelings mutual. Who was it today that was like, I didn't know you guys were together? I was like, 15 years, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Save me.
Yeah, save me. Anywho, and so bless their hearts that they put up with me in corporate America, but they saw the potential. And one of the potentials that, because I would ask them this after they retired and I moved on down the pipeline in corporate America, I would ask them why they didn't probably let me go, because there was, the dog ate the homework things. When you got a younger 20-year-old working for you who works for you through her, into her 30s, there's an evolution that is happening in that person's life, maturity-wise for sure. And I would ask them after they retired or we would do lunch why they even stuck around or believed in me. And they talked about the potential that they saw in me, and they knew that they had been there where I was too, and that it's fun to be young, but you got to kind of also grow up, and so they really were like an extra set of parents. And in that conversation they would share with me, you have a way of thinking about systems and processes that we do kind of things in the old school way, because that's how we learned to do this business. But you bring that forward into a new way. You streamline things and make it easier, so we're not doing it the old way, and we're doing it in a more time efficient way, so we can get more bang for our buck, essentially. And so it was kind of there that I realized that I had a gift in building systems and foundations and helping people make that pivot from kind of the old way of doing things that they know is tried and true. It works. And so why change it if it's not broken? That day old saying, Don't change it if it ain't broken. But why not change it if you can work more efficiently? Like, we are efficient people. Why? Because we want our time back. And that means that our time is more important than money. But because we've been taught from a very young age that we have to trade our time for money, we live in the world, I have to work a lot in order to be able to have a lot of money so I can have more time. Look, let me tell you, everybody listening, woo-hoo, I spent 22 plus years in corporate America working my hiney off 7 days a week, 80 plus hours. David just talked about it. He did too. And the point being is, the more I worked, I got more money, less time I had. When I became a business owner and understood, whoa, time is money, we then realized time, the amount of wealth David and I have today is indescribable. What we get to do on a daily basis, how we get to craft our days, how we get to take our personal time and our care of our bodies, our minds, our health, so we can show up the best for everybody, to share the message and try to not try, because we don't try around here, we do. Get it right. To help those be able to make that pivot and that transition, and to understand how we have a knowledge base that people need guidance on. And so to show up in that space and understand that today, 9 years later in our business, we are wealthy. We might not have 24 zeros behind, the money in the bank account. By the way, that's septillion. I didn't know that was a number, but septillion. We might not have septillion dollars, but we are wealthy in so many more aspects. And I say this because at the beginning of this conversation I shared with you all, we started a side hustle, AKA a business, because that's what it's grown into, as I want more money so I can have more time freedom. And we didn't understand that's what we were chasing until we had amazing mentors that poured light into us. and got us into personal development. So we realized that mindset journey that you got to go through, everybody's going to do it. How susceptible will you be to make that change? And that's why most people don't make the change. Tried and true works. Don't change if if it's not broken.
Well, we know that, Jill, just because you go to Landmark don't mean you landmark.
That part.
Right? And so just because you go to the seminar doesn't mean you've changed. There's work after the seminar.
Just because you took the class.
Yeah, just because you took the class don't mean you aced it. And so, that's the great thing about when we talk about time, when we talk about efficiency, and it's more than just in business.
Yeah, see, Leah got it right.
Yeah. What? Leah said what?
Nothing tastes better than skinny feels. That was the word. That was what I was looking for. So thank you, Miss Leah.
Yeah. And so you guys can actually see Miss Leah's Biz in a Box behind us in the Metaverse, where she was actually part of our Hello Pivot Thursday event that we had her come on and join us on as well. And so, you guys, if you do not know about, our weekly events, remember that we are live and in color in Metaverse on all these social audio, events on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Hack the Future AI Metaverse FinTech. And then on Wednesdays for our Wisdom Wednesday, which today you're on at 7 p.m. And then also on the 24th, Tara and I are coming back with another Getting Naked podcast.
Yeah.
You definitely want to join us for that. And be aware that you got 2 days left or 3 days left to take advantage of all action, no distraction New Year sales that we have with the Hello LLC. And so definitely take advantage of that. Look at all those things from the rooter to the tutor. You can be able to, upgrade your business.
Every time you think of that, I think of a pig, and I'm not thinking of his nose to his tail, a little curly tail, because that's the rooter.
Anyhow. But, some other facts that I want to share with you guys, especially as we talk about time management, right? Entrepreneurs who plan their week in advance are 33% more likely to hit their financial goals than those that don't. That's a Forbes magazine study. CEOs who spend 72% of time in meetings and administrative tasks, leaving only 28% for strategic thinking, which is the highest value activity. Harvard Business Review. Wasted time costs for businesses. Employees spend an average of 3 hours a day on distractions for a company of employees, 50 employees or more. This equals annually 500,000 lost in productivity. And so, when we talk about, money versus time, as we shared earlier, you definitely have to be able to understand that, your time is so much more valuable. You can spend your time on so many other things, but money, is just here and gone at the end of the day. So I encourage you guys to really learn more and do more, as we move forward into, this amazing conversation that we talk about. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think the beautiful thing about at the end of the day is having the open up the 4 most expensive things that you own.
Yeah.
And what are those 4 most expensive things? That is a closed mind, a closed mouth, a closed heart, and closed hands. That is the most expensive thing you will ever have in this world. Why? Because if you continue to keep your mind closed and you do not open it to the possibilities that are available in this world, you will find the world to pass you by. And as I shared earlier today with Miss Leah, you are either gaining technical debt, meaning you're going backwards, or you're increasing your technical knowledge. You are moving forward. There is no stagnation. If you stay stagnant, you're automatically defaulted into debt. And you have to be aware that you have time debt, you have efficiency debt, you have health debt, you have financial debt, you have technology debt, you have knowledge debt. If you choose to keep the most expensive thing closed, and that's why it becomes expensive, is because you will not open it and be open to the possibilities that they're coming around and bringing around for you to see. And a lot of times people will, I'll say this, a prime example. When we had a colleague of ours that is a part of our community approach us nearly 5 years ago in 2020 and share with us about the metaverse. She came into Clubhouse and was like, "You guys, are you in the metaverse?" And we're like, "No, we're not."
What is that?
What's that? What are you talking about?
The kids are on that.
And that's exactly what we thought. The kids are there. That is not our targeted audience.
Yeah.
We are not targeting kids. And so she said, no, you need to get in there. I'm telling you, you need to get your business into the metaverse. And I said, okay, no, love it. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. And we listened, but we were not open to the possibility of what that looked like. It was a couple of weeks later that she rolled back through our room on Clubhouse and was like, "Yo, where are you two at? Like, I told you to get your Oculuses, and this is when you have to have, your headset to get in there. So you had
Wasn't
to drop.
a cell phone like you watching this on right
You
now.
had to drop $500 to get an Oculus headset." She says, "Yo, where are you at? Why are you not in there? Why don't you have your Oculus yet?" And we're like, "Huh?"
$500.
Yeah, that part. And she says, "No, you need to get your business in there. There are other businesses in there. And if you don't have your business in there, you're falling behind." Now, let me tell you something. I will tell you, if you guys know about the amazing Miss Chocolate Storm, she's technology advanced, but she's not technology advanced. She will tell you point blank day as night that I get the metaverse, but I don't get a lot of things. Like, I get some things, but I don't get a lot of things. And I'm like still learning. And she's a baby boomer, right? She's an early baby boomer or late Gen Xer. So I share that with you because how divine is that someone who is not, like, in our eyes, the technical guru, right? Like, this person's always at the cusp of things. She knew what she was talking about, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, we were like, why is she so adamant about this? And so we decided to do it. We decided, let's just try it. We were going through that experience right then and there that it's, hey, you got to keep your mind open. You got to be open to possibilities. You can't say no to everything because you don't want to hear what people have to share with you. It might be valuable information. So listen to it. If it's not, thank you for sharing and keep on moving. And so we got our Oculuses, and within less than 2 minutes of me putting that Oculus on to set it up, I went, excuse my French, holy shit. Why have we not gotten in here sooner? And David was like a little kid in the candy store, y'all. He was like, I want to see. Show me. I was like, I'm setting it up. Let me get it into a place where you can see it. Hold on. And he's like, okay. He was just chomping on the bit because I was going through the setup process. And so that was about 5-10 minutes long. I hand over the Oculuses to him, and he went, holy shit, when he put them on. And he said, and I said, nope, already ordered. We're not going to share. And that was the point right there. We dropped another $500 to order another set of Oculuses so we both could have a set of Oculuses to be in Metaverse. Now, the beautiful thing about this is you don't got to have Oculuses to get in the Metaverse. Not all of them. Some of them you do, but not the one we're in. You can come by any 2D cell phone, your iPhone. Well, that's the same damn thing, Tar. Your cell phone, your iPad, your laptop, your smart TV. You can jump in there 10 ways to Sunday, guys. But my point being in all that, why I digressed in how to get into Metaverse, is that we didn't realize that this is where we needed to be. And someone that we didn't see as like the most tech, guru person that was on the cusps of what was coming down the pipeline. It's pretty divine when we decided to open our mind and look at the possibilities of building business and understanding how the metaverse is incorporated into business. And then we discovered all of the corporations that were in here that you guys know, Walmart, IKEA, BMW.
You know what? Instead of us talking about it,
You know what? Take it away.
we got a 5-minute video that people can watch and understand Metaverse a little bit more. Here
Let's
we
go, Zippy.
Let's
The
go.
Metaverse.
The Metaverse. The Metaverse.
Let's talk about Metaverse.
By now, you've probably heard of the Metaverse.
From now on, we're going to be Metaverse first, not Facebook first.
But even with all this hype,
And many are betting big that it could change the face of how we interact.
We have to say it's pretty amazing.
the Metaverse might still be a little confusing.
What is the Metaverse?
The Metaverse is basically the successor state to today's mobile internet. It's an internet that is going to be a lot more immersive, more social possibly, a lot more engaging, more 3D. So it's almost like the internet's going to be all around us in some ways, breaking away from our phones, our desks.
The Metaverse is going to offer, at least in the way that we define it, let's say it's going to be Web 3.0. It's going to be a world that's going to be more seamless. It's going to give more opportunity for much better experiences, much more immersive experiences.
And to get there are a lot of different technologies involved.
It is enabled by many different technologies. So AI, obviously, which is really hot right now, is part of the future state of the internet. AR and VR, 5G, 6G, cloud computing, edge computing. There's an element of blockchain as well, possibly. So yeah, it's kind of how we will experience the future state of the internet. So that to me is part of that beginning idea and concept of how do we make the world more immersive.
I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
Mark Zuckerberg made this announcement in late 2021, saying that his company is now going to be
Metaverse first, not Facebook first.
And other major brands and companies proceeded to join the Metaverse party. Fashion brands like Nike and Gucci created virtual experiences for customers to explore their history, products, and designs. Walmart built a virtual world called Walmart Land, where people can play games, attend concerts, and buy virtual merchandise for its avatars. But some people argue that the metaverse still has a long way to go.
As much as I don't necessarily always like seeing those headlines that proclaim the death of the metaverse, I understand that it was overhyped. There was just a lot. I think it's important to kind of understand that, especially for the younger generations, for Gen Z, but more so Gen Alpha, whatever happens in these virtual spaces is still very real, right? Just because it happens in Fortnite doesn't make it less real to them. It's very real. It's this continuum of the spaces they inhabit, which can be virtual and the physical world. The friends, the relationships they make are real. For a lot of us that are in this industry, it's also making sure that we explain to people, like, this is a long-term vision. It's a long-term play.
We do have one more thing.
And there are some notable companies making long-term plays on the metaverse. Apple unveiled in June 2023 its long-awaited
Vision Pro,
a mixed reality headset scheduled to be released in early 2024. Tech website The Verge demoed it and called it
the best possible version of a VR headset.
Also in 2023, BMW opened what it calls the world's first virtual factory, a digital twin of a factory that it can run simulations on before actually opening the real physical factory. BMW did this using NVIDIA's Omniverse platform, which its CEO has compared to the metaverse. Epic Games, the developers of the hugely popular Fortnite game, is also deeply invested in the metaverse, after raising $2 billion to advance the company's vision to build the metaverse. The LEGO Group, which announced a metaverse partnership with Epic Games, is also bullish on the metaverse space.
Firstly, I don't think that Metaverse is going to be just one platform. I think Metaverse, at least in my view, should be platform agnostic. I think that's the benefit of it, is the fact that it's going to actually be agnostic to a particular platform. It's going to exist in different technologies, and it should be interoperable. And I think what's going to power it up is if people are able to move seamlessly through the experiences in the Metaverse versus actually being siloed into one particular platform.
So whether it's on Roblox, Fortnite, NVIDIA's Omniverse, and through a Meta or Apple headset, or something else entirely, there are a lot of different directions the metaverse could go. And that's the point, as technology, the internet, and the way we use both of them evolves.
This is not going to go away. The internet will continue to evolve. The hardware is going to continue to evolve beyond our phones. That post-smartphone future, new wearables are going to potentially open up new ways of us to engage with the internet. Those are all things that brands look at towards the horizon. So yeah, the long-term value is that things are moving fast, technology is converging in a whole new generation that is going to change things is slowly, growing up.
Absolutely. So there you go, friends and folks and family. That is an explanation of what the metaverse is. You got to see Walmart land. You got to see BMW's factory that they've been able to replicate. This is not only customer, business to customer, so B2C, where Walmart land, where you can come in, go to the events, buy, digital merchandise and things like that. Or over in IKEA, where you can actually go in and shop for things that you want to, go check out, and then they ship them to you. So, they show up at your doorstep with the product. So not only that side, but then it was also the internal side that businesses use Metaverse for, just like BMW is, where they've replicated their factory floor to be able to run different tests and procedures before they roll those out on the factory, where there's, humans available and possibility of, nope, that didn't work. And sometimes that's not a good thing. And so, it's understanding that how it's going to be implemented. I hope you saw during that video where you saw a meeting room and there was a young lady that was standing there in real life, like a real life person. There was 2 avatars there, and there was also a holographic version of one person there as well. They showed you in the future of how you're going to be able to show up into meetings or powwows or networking events, whether you're physically there, but it will have augmented and virtual reality laid over the top of it, to where you can show up as an avatar, like you see David and I in our suits here. We could show up like that. And they already have holographic capabilities to where you can also have that. So if you're in, say you're in, the West Coast, and you need to be in a function or a meeting or a powwow on the East Coast, you can step into your holographic machine and show up as you were there.
They showcase
like
that at
Zoom.
CES.
Absolutely. And so it's understanding that just what you see right here is not the end of what it is, all of its capabilities. It's understanding like the iPhone, the evolution of the iPhone, Metaverse, AR, augmented reality, VR, which is, Metaverse here, AI, robotics, and fintech will evolve. And it was an amazing comment today while I was on the live with Miss Leah, that was talking about how we went from dial-up. Do you remember how many times that you'd just be sitting there going, like waiting for the dial-up, and you're like, oh my God, it would take minutes. Could you imagine dealing with that now?
Playing the trail game.
Oregon Trail.
Baby.
Absolutely. You had a floppy disk and you stuck it in. And just look at where we've come from that, the Atari days and whatnot. So evolution is here. The part of this that we talk about, which I was sharing before we shared that beautiful video, is the simple fact of don't keep those things closed. Don't close your mind to listening to different ideas and knowledge. And not even so much of that. Don't close your mind to being curious. I talked about that earlier today. Don't stop being curious. Go out and be like a little kid. Learn.
That was exactly what the lady said earlier. She's like, oh my God, I'm in here and I feel like I'm a little kid all over again.
Yeah, because it's something new and exciting, and you haven't had this experience. And so this is what they talk about with, go out and be curious. And we as kids are super curious, but we lose that over time. And so, don't keep your mouth closed, in the sense of ask for help, talk about the knowledge, ask for knowledge, ask questions. Look, the answer's always no until you ask. So just know that, be sure to ask. If you don't ask, you'll never have that opportunity. Your closed heart, we already know what that means. There's going to be people in this world that you don't vibe with. There's going to be people in this world that you do vibe with. And when you have a vibration from the heart chakra and you understand how to be, kind and respectful to all, whether they vibe with you or not, even if they're not being respectful. Be the bigger person, as we always say. Have that heart chakra open and understand that ain't you. What they're portraying or what they're going through in life, that's because that's affecting and you're just seeing it. It's kind of like a movie. You're like, oh, whoa, stepped into the wrong movie theater here. I don't want to see this movie. That's their own traumas and things popping up in their life, and you're just the catalyst or saw it or started it. So have compassion, open that heart, and last but not least, those hands. Keep those hands open to help others up and to help yourself up as others reach down to help you. Shake hands and start conversations. And so with that said, and the other side of that is, clap for yourself too. Use those hands to clap for yourself and be your biggest ally, asset, and advocator. And so with that said, today's been a beautiful conversation around is time or money, which is more important. Before I didn't even have to go through this conversation, but mine is time. The most important thing to me is time. Mr. Jones?
So we got a question. Could you use it as a platform to teach cooking? Absolutely, you could. We actually have the amazing chef Andy LaRusso with his amazing pasta sauces that he was actually one of our first actual Biz in a Box, he has our Biz in a Box and our Hello Plaza storefront where he's actually able to showcase, cooking shows. He's able to hold events. So absolutely, this is where you could have people come and join you, right, in your actual metaverse world. And just like you see the screen behind us, imagine you being live in your kitchen with everything that you're cooking, and this could be the screen that you could showcase, and then people could come in the room and be a part of this. I'll take it even further. You can have a membership platform that goes on top of that. You can have, different, recipes and things of that sort that you're promoting here, and then you have little screens that would have those actual recipes and how you cooked it. And so this definitely takes cooking to a whole
Can I add one to that?
Come on, let's go.
To make it more in-depth, if you did not want to, because what David shared right there is how people can get in now and be able to merge the Web 2 into Web 3. But if you wanted to be fully immersive into Web 3, you could build your own world or have Hello LLC help you with that and build an actual kitchen and be able to have those ingredients and be in there as your avatar, picking it up and be like, all right, we're going to chop a full green bell pepper and a full yellow bell pepper. We want a rough chop on that. Okay, set that into the bowl. Now we're going to go ahead and chop our onions. We want a fine chop on that. And you could go through that as a full immersive experience. It just comes down to, like Mr. Jones was sharing, whatever level works for you. And we share a lot of times how you can do the pivot from the Web 2 to Web 3 and utilize the current technology and software that you have now, so you don't have to be fully like that. Or you can go to the moon and go full dive in. So look, the sky is not the limit when it comes down to this. There's so many ways you could do it.
You think it and we can create it.
That part.
You asked the question, how do you start? You definitely can book an appointment in our Biz in a Box that I'll put in, and it's already in our actual chat itself. And definitely we can take you on a demo and be able to get you rock and roll. She said, ask how much does it cost? Great question. So if you wanted to join our Hello Plaza Mall, right, where it comes with a storefront and then it comes with a back room, that right there is at $697. And then you are able to also pay our monthly dues. That is $17, and then you can move up to our Pivot membership if you want to, and that's a one-time charge, right? With building it out, or if you want a customization plan, that's definitely something we can talk about, and that is something that starts out about $1,000 to do customized packages. So I see that you said, can we talk? Thanks. So we'll definitely be sending you that information. If not, go to thehellollc.io, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see book a discovery call, and boom, we have systems, foundations like no other that we continue to showcase.
You know what I love?
What?
I love the fact that we're a company that when a client or a potential client asks a question in the comments or in the DM, we don't beat around the bush. Because how much is it? Here you are. like that. I have so much respect for companies that do it. It's why we do it. Like there's nothing to hide. Like here's what it is, and we'd love to show you more. So I love it. I love it. I was just giving you some props there.
Thanks, Boo. Appreciate it, baby. And so, with that being said, guys, definitely come and join us on our weekly events. You guys know the drill, and really be able to, can you make YouTube videos? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely. That video that you see back here in the background, that's our YouTube playing in the back. And so literally throughout the day, you guys can come into our Hello Plaza and you can literally watch our live stream YouTubes and things that we have going. And so
this weekend's gonna be football.
Yeah, this weekend's gonna be football. And so you guys definitely can come in here. Yeah,
I got them all excited.
This weekend's gonna be football, and so we have parties in here. We're gonna have a huge Super Bowl party that you guys can come join and be a part of this experience as we did last year. We're so excited for 2025 and what it brings to us and the people that we get to showcase this to and be open to actually just taking a look at it and being like, you know what? I'm tired of this crusty, dusty Zoom. I'm tired of using Eventbrite and having not just my clients, but now my clients that I invite into Eventbrite is now showcased to everybody. And really, this allows you to separate yourself from the pack at the end of the day. Right? So with that being said, love, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I can just say ditto to all that. It's been a great conversation. We absolutely appreciate everybody that showed up and watched and partaked and helped, took the time to be a part of this conversation. And we are excited about, I'm excited that it's starting to catch on. People are getting, the up to speed on it, and it's not that anything against them. It's just, hey, this wasn't something in my realm. I didn't know what I didn't know. So, anywho, gorgeous conversation today. Thank you so much for being here. We hope that the knowledge and the our shares from our point of view of what we've been through on our journey about is time more important than money has been able to help you and been useful information. And so with that said, Mr. Jones, you know the drill. Love, kindness, integrity, but most importantly, commitment and consistency. And until next time, toodles! See you guys later. Have an amazing day. Hasta luego.